updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the BMW X4. This happens to be the 30D and this is of course the M Sport. Straight away we're going to open the engine bay with this chin to minto finger. Okay, I need to put some effort, but then once it goes up, it goes up. Well, there's no insulation here. It probably needs it because you can hear a bit of the motor. Twin power turbo BMW, and obviously this is similar to the X3 in almost every aspect. What is different? Nothing as such. But you know what? I love the fact that the grille is closed right now. It opens when it needs to breathe. Very similar to the X3, so not much to talk about. But the wheels are really very nice. Tire size 245, 50 is the sidewall, which is practical enough. 19 inches, and obviously blue colored brake calipers as well. Things change from here because obviously sloping roof line, and it's a coupe body style, of course. This is the beautiful Pavna Lake. Coming to the rear, lights a bit different obviously compared to the X3. However, other thing is that this thing is also very different. Sort of a aircraft style spoiler right there. No rear wiper or washer. X4 written there. And Faisal Khan's fingers of truth will not risk themselves because real exhaust for the win. Thank you so much BMW, I love you. Anyways, open this, very VW style. The boot area has been compromised because of the sloping roofline. So the boot is smaller than the X3 and the spare wheel is obviously smaller size and not an alloy. And then you can actually, where is it? Yeah, you can recline the seat like that. That's so easy. So it is just basically an X3 which is less practical because in the rear also seat squab is not that impressive, so under thigh support takes a bit of a hit. However, headroom is compromised for tall passengers like me, and because the center passenger never has a head, the headrest has been removed. Yeah, I've removed it at the moment. You know why? Simply because ye khulta kyun nahi hai? Yeah, twin cup holders here. The reason I've removed the headrest is you can't see anything what's behind when this headrest is up. Space is decent enough. Actually, the wheelbase is long enough. 2 USB-C charging sockets. This is a nice place to be in. However, not for tall passengers. Okay, let me open the sunroof as such. So, not much to talk about in this car. But compared to the X3, which I was driving a few days back, this car has completely nothing different other than the fact that a couple of more features. Under thigh support, never an issue at all. Electric adjust for the driver's seat and the co-driver as well. Seat has good amount of cushioning. I love it. X written right there. Harman Kardon speakers are fantabulous, and this car also gets gesture control, which the X3 does not get. That's not all. It also gets, can you see that? It gets a heads-up display too, which is pretty cool. You know why? Because when you open the door, it tells you that the door is open in the heads-up display, and it has a sport display telling you how much you're revving the motor. Can you see that? That's also pretty nice. The rest of the things remain the same. Let's open the sun blind of the sunroof. I like it. I like the camera also. Camera quality is also very nice indeed. So overall, the cabin, the quality, absolutely fantastic. Storage space, wireless charger, blah blah blah, everything is there. I mean, I don't need to tell you in anything at all because you guys already know about it. But I love the way the camera is, and obviously 360-degree parking sensor. Auto dimming mirror. This cluster, well, I've just set it right now to single one so that even when I change the drive modes, it does not change. Thank God for that, because I honestly do not like the other instrument cluster modes. Let's open the sunroof right away. Yeah, height adjustable seat belts would be good at the front. Peach colored seat belts, that is black. There brings in a lot of airy feeling inside the cabin. Opens even further if you so wish. Audio quality is actually nice, and you can use gesture to check that as well. Alright, let's just start driving. कुछ ज़्यादा बात करने को तो है नहीं because X3 का वीडियो देख लो यार. Alright, we are all set to go, which means turning off the air conditioning. We get into Sport Plus mode. Yeah, Sport Plus mode. And we also turn on Sport displays, which means getting into car, getting into driving information, Sport displays. Traction control, I am going to get it into Sport. Yeah, and gearbox is also going to get into Sport. Let's see how it launches. Hazard light off, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, launch control active, and off we go. Acceleration is absolutely mind-blowingly brisk because this is a 3-liter straight-six motor which produces 265 horsepower, which comes in at 4000 RPM, and the torque output is 620 Newton meters, which comes in between 2 to 2500 RPM. That's the reason at 2000 RPM you get a proper kick, and you can see the acceleration is really brisk. The motor is actually quite loud. It's not the most refined, and then we hit a bad patch of road. Not a problem because the damping is also very nicely done. It doesn't get air suspension, but it gets adaptive dampers. You can not really glide through a little bit of noise, but for the most part I think the suspension does a very nice job indeed. But then again, you come across such bad roads because it doesn't have air suspension. You cannot lift the ride height of the car, which is fixed, but get under the throttle and it immediately responds. It pulls ahead very fast. Low end lag, very well contained. Drivability is excellent. Get onto the throttle and it'll immediately go ahead without any hesitation whatsoever. It's got launch control, which is fantastic. BMW claims it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 6 seconds, which is 2 seconds faster than the 20D, but the 20D is not available with the X4 anymore. Initially it was. You only get the 30i and the 30D. Steering wheel has a bit too weight. It's not very, rather too weighty as such. Feels artificial and not very consistent, but body roll is very well contained, especially when you're driving it in Sport Plus. Now the dampers stiffen up. It's got a slew of driving modes. There's Eco Pro, there's Comfort, there's Sport, there's Sport Plus. Sport Plus also has an individual configuration, and there's Adaptive, which senses how you're driving and basis that it changes a lot of parameters of the car. Body roll is very well contained, and the engine is just super duper smooth, lower end of the rev range, but as you push it hard, obviously a little bit of diesel clatter can be heard, and around the red line obviously you can hear a lot more. 8-speed torque converter gearbox, which is decently quick with shifts, never fumbles, is always there to give you a downshift, and pulls very nicely and smoothly as well. Only thing is that there is that inherent stiffness in this car, expectedly, because obviously BMWs are a bit on the stiffer side, and the stiffness can be felt on really bad roads. But I enjoy driving this car a lot because it has so much grunt. Now this engine produces less power than what Mercedes' straight 6.3 litre engine produces. However, it produces more torque. Mercedes produces, I think, 600 Newton meters. This is 620. Mercedes produces 286 horsepower. This one is producing 265. Obviously, I'm talking about the 350D in Mercedes, guys, because there's the 400D, which produces a lot more power indeed. And that is the real fun of driving a BMW, is that when you hit a bad patch of road, you're just hoping that you will not stop right now, because you're looking forward to the corner ahead where the car will really surprise, but not the best steering wheels from BMW, to be really honest. Making a quick overtake, not a problem. Just get on the throttle and there it's done and dusted in no time at all. That is the level of performance from this straight-stick motor. Now the reason why you would get the X4 over the X3 is because of this 30D motor, because the X3 doesn't come with the 30D anymore. It's available with the 20D and the 30i, and the 30i engine, which is the petrol, is shared between the X3 and the X4. The cost of this car is around 15 lakhs more than the X3. Obviously, because of this engine, the cost goes really high. This one is priced around 85.15 lakhs or something whereabouts, making it quite expensive as such, and I think we have to stop. Okay, the sound from this thing, I thought the sound is coming from the air conditioning. The price difference is actually quite a lot. You know why? Because BMW charges a premium for the X4, which is a coupe version of the X3, which has actually lesser space in the rear, lesser boot space, lesser headroom when compared to the X3, and also an obnoxious looking rear end, for which you actually end up paying a premium. Well, that is all about nicheness. Now you can see the roads are really bad. No problem for this car, because it's able to manage that very nicely indeed. The car is quite wide as such. Has a nice and wide track. In fact, this guy got up because he was like, you won't pass by like that. However, this engine is such a riot. You won't believe it, that it redlines till almost 5,400 RPM in manual mode. Yeah, you can pull it all the way till 5,400 RPM in manual mode. Normally it upshifts around 4.5 to 5,000 RPM, but just pulls like crazy when you take manual control of things. That's what we're going to do. Here we are in manual mode right now, and just see the motor rev. Okay, we're going to get into first gear. Actually, the roads are pretty bad, and it gives that initial snap to your neck with the level of performance it has to offer. Very enthusiastic revving, free revving motor, really nice, love it. In fact, this is an absolute beast of a car. You drive it, you end up flying. You know what I did there? Okay, 5,500 RPM red line. And yeah, you shift around the corners. The problem is you go really fast now. There's this tendency to understeer, because obviously xDrive system channeling power both to the front as well as the rear wheels, and at times it's just not able to manage it so well that understeer creeps in, and then you kind of wash out if you try to push aggressively around the corner. The good news is though that the braking performance is fantabulous. So these drive modes alter what? A lot of things. Okay, get into Eco Pro. You can see there's an individual mode for Eco Pro as well, but I'm just going to get into Sport Plus for the moment. And if you notice that this is not changing, because I've set it right now to this particular digital display, because I don't like the other ones, to be really honest. Sport Plus में तो दिखता ही नहीं needle कहाँ जा रही है. Yeah, quick overtake, no problem at all. Horn is also really nice. The way the car redlines for a diesel engine is obnoxiously awesome. And then you can just push it around a little bit, counter correcting, and you can see the beautiful lake right in front. That is such a joy. Okay, I love this car, I absolutely do. However, I wish the steering wheel would be a little better, and obviously the pricing would be a little bit more aggressive. Brakes are stupendous in terms of stopping power. Now we've got so many drive modes. What do they exactly do? Here, come on to the gas. Yeah, because we had manual mode, it didn't give me a downshift. Here, I'm going to get into sport mode again. So gearbox also has regular drive mode, there's a manual mode, and there's a sport mode. The change. Okay, no, don't do that. It thinks that I'm doing gesture to it. So basically, what does this drive modes do? They change the engine, the gearbox, the damping, as well as the steering wheel. But I think the steering wheel is better in comfort, just kind of the right weight. Meanwhile, obviously the maps change according to the mode you're driving in. And here, bad road, no problem, you can push it. You can see all the dust in the rear view mirror because you don't feel the noise, you just feel the smoothness of this beautiful BMW X4. Of course, the facelift is coming, so you should wait for that. Otherwise, probably you can get a good discount on this one. The level of pace and grunt, I'm telling you now, a 6-cylinder engine is just unbeatable. The way it is able to put that power down and put a smile on your face is just amazing. Okay, we should be on this road, so we're just going to climb here. Yeah, low profile tires, not a problem, but run flats. So because of run flat tires, obviously a little bit of road noise creeps inside. But look at the beautiful tarmac road on my side of the road, but a little bit noisy because obviously chin to mintu stones have creeped in there. The thing is, the rear visibility is obnoxiously poor, which is the only other issue of this car, other than the fact that the rear also looks a little obnoxious. Depends on how you look at it, but I don't like the rear end that much. It looks kind of ugly, if I may say that. And here, look at the body control of this car. Body roll is super well contained, but you really have to tinker in individual mode. The sport mode also has an individual setting because you don't really want the steering to be overly feedback rich, which is the problem here. And there you stop, no problem. Then it's track, and here left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor. Okay, we need to get into launch control active. It snaps gears really very fast with a lot of enthusiasm. What a beautiful torque converter gearbox. So guys, this is my vlog of the BMW X4. The pricing is 85-ish something for this one, the diesel. The petrol one costs around rupees 79 lakhs, something of that sort. It's called as the X4 xDrive30i and the 30d M Sport X. I don't know what that X is for. On that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye-bye. I'm just going to stop and soak into this beautiful atmosphere. It looks really fantabulous.